Good morning. Good morning. We are here. We are here. Happy Monday. We are continuing our journey through the Bible, Genesis to Revelation, and we have made it to 2 Samuel, the book of 2 Samuel. And Saul has died. The person who sought David's life and his 3 sons with him, including Jonathan, who was David's really good friend. And today we're going to hear about the news of Saul's death. So it's going to spread around. And David doesn't yet know. Alrighty. So if you're following along, that's where we are. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag. It came to pass on the 3rd day that, behold, a man came out from the camp from Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to David, that he fell on the earth and did obeisance. And David said unto him, From whence comest thou? And he said unto him, Out of the camp of Israel am I escaped. And David said unto him, How went the matter? I pray thee, tell me. And he answered, That the people are fled from the battle, and many of the people are also fallen and dead. And Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also. And David said unto the young man that told him, How knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son be dead? And the young man told him and said, As I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leans upon his spear, and lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him. And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me, and I answered, Here am I. And he said unto me, Who art thou? And I answered, I am an Amalekite. And he said unto me again, Stand, I pray thee, upon me and slay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he had fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelets that were on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my Lord. Then David took hold on his clothes and rent them, and likewise all the men that were with him. And they mourned and wept and fasted until even for Saul and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of the Lord, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered and said, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? And David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him. And he smote him that he died. And David told him, Thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth has testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Lord's anointed. And David lamented with his lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher, The beauty of Israel is slain upon my high places. High are the mighty fallen. Tell it to Gath, publish it not in the streets of Ascalon. Lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. Ye mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, neither let there be rain upon you, nor fields of offering. For there the shield of the mighty is vilely cast away. The shield of Saul as though he had not been anointed with oil. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles, they were stronger than lions, yet daughters of Israel swept over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. How the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle. O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful. Passing the whole, passing the love of women, how are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished. And it came to pass after this that David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah? And the Lord said unto him, Go up. And David said, Whither shall I go up? And he told him, Hebron. So David went up there, and his two wives also, Hinanoah the Jezreelitess, and Abigail, Nabal's wife, the Carmelite. And his men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. And the men of Judah came, and there they anointed David king over all the house of Judah. And they told David, saying that the men of Jabesh Gilead were they that buried Saul. And David sent messengers unto the men of Jabesh Gilead, and said unto them, Blessed be ye of the Lord, that ye have shown this kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul, and have buried him. And now the Lord show kindness and truth unto you, and I also will requite you this kindness, because you have done this thing. Therefore, now let your hands be strengthened, and be ye valiant, for your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them. But Abner the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim. And he made him king over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all of Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David. And the time that David was king in the Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. And Abner, the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on one side of the pool, and the other on the other side of the pool. And Abner said unto Joab, Let the young men now rise and play with us. And Joab said, Let them rise. Then there arose and went over a number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught every one his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side, so they fell down together. Wherefore the place is called Helek Hazarim, which is in Gibeah. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. And there were 3 sons of Zeruiah there, Joab, and Eshbashai, and Ashiel. And Ashiel was a light of foot as a wild roe. And Ashiel pursued after Abner. In going, he turned to the right hand, nor to the left, from following Abner. Then Abner looked upon him and said, Art thou Ashiel? And he answered, I am. And Abner said unto him, Turn thee aside to the right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee and his armor. But Ashiel would not turn aside from following of him. And Abner said again to Ashiel, Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then should I hold my face up to Joab, thy brother? Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner, with the hind of the spear, smote him under the 5th rib, that the spear came out of him, and he fell down there and died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Ashiel fell down and died stood still. Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner, and the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Abnah, and lied there before Giah by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on the top of the hill. Then Abner called to Joab and said, Shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not it will be the bitterness in the latter end? How long shall it be then ere thou bid the people to return from following their brethren? And Joab said, As God lives, unless thou hast spoken, surely there in the morning the people had gone up, everyone from his brother. So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still, and pursued after Israel no more, neither fought them there any more. And Abner and his men walked all that night through the plain and passed over Jordan and went through Bithron, and they came to Mahanaim. And Joab returned from following Abner, and when he gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men in Ashiel. And the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Asher's men and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died. And they took up Ashiel and buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all the night, and they came to Hebron at the break of the day. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. And unto David were sons born in Hebron, and his firstborn was Amnon of Ahinoah, the Jezreelitess, and his second, Chileab I can't get comfortable. Chilead of Abigail, the wife of Nabal, the Carmelite. And the third, Absalom, the son of Micaiah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. And the fourth, Adonijah, the son of Higath. And the fifth, Shephatiah, the son of Abital. And the sixth, Ithraim by Eglah, David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Ahiah, and Ishbosheth said to Abner, Wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine? Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishabeth, and said, I am a dog's head, which against Judah do show kindness this day unto the house of Saul thy father, to his brethren and to his friends, and have not delivered thee into the hand of David, that thou charge me today with a fault concerning this woman. So do God to Abner, and more also, except as the Lord has shown David, even so do I, to translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan even to Beersheba. And he could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. Let's see where we are. And Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, Whose is this land? Saying also, Make thy league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee. And he said, Well, I will make a league with thee, but one thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thou first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, with thou to come see my face. And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth's son, Saul's son, saying, Deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Bethuel, the son of Lachish. And her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, Go return, and he returned. And Abner had communication with the elders of Israel, saying, You sought for David in times past to be king over you. Now then do it. For the Lord has spoken of David, saying, By the hand of my servant David, I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines, and out of the hand of all their enemies. And Abner also spake in the ears of Benjamin, and Abner went also to speak in the ears of David in Hebron, all that seemed good to Israel, and that seemed good to the whole house of Benjamin. So Abner came to David to Hebron, and 20 men with him. And David made Abner and the men that were with him a feast. And Abner said unto David, I will arise and go, and will gather all Israel unto my lord the king, that they may make a league with thee, and that they mayest reign over all thine heart desires. And David sent Abner away, and he went in peace. All right, so that brings us. I'm going to end here today because a lot goes on tomorrow. So we are actually at 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 22. So we're kind of in the middle of the chapter, but we will save all of the drama for tomorrow. All right, you guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you soon. Got a new video coming. So bye for now.